Alors, tout d'abord, merci beaucoup pour la présentation de ce matin. À la lecture des documents avant la conférence, on avait beaucoup de questions sur la question de la restructuration du personnel salarié. Et je pense qu'un certain nombre de questions ont reçu des réponses grâce à la présentation de ce matin. Donc merci pour ça. Toutefois, si je prends la parole, c'est parce qu'il reste des questions, au moins pour nous. J'ai deux questions précises. Dans les organigrammes qui nous ont été présentés, l'organigramme Europe actuel et l'organigramme de la structure du personnel qui est sous nos yeux, je me demandais où on retrouvait, ou où on ne retrouve pas, je ne sais pas, la place de la directrice régionale actuelle. Je suis désolée de parler de quelqu'un qui, en l'occurrence, est dans la salle, mais en tout cas, en tant que position professionnelle, évidemment, c'est ça ma question. Est-ce qu'on perd cette position professionnelle? La deuxième question différente, qui est la place des volontaires régionaux dans cette réorganisation, puisque, étant moi-même volontaire régional actuellement, j'ai pu apprécier la qualité et l'importance d'avoir une personne contact parmi les salariés du bureau européen. Et donc je me demande comment ce lien salarié-bénévole, salarié-volontaire régional, va pouvoir être maintenu dans cette nouvelle structure du personnel. Merci.
Thank you to France. Germany, please.
Paula for the Federation of Guides in Germany. I have a question concerning program, especially also concerning that we have emotion about that. I was wondering how you're going to make sure that the specific needs of the regions are going to be addressed in the World Office by program, or on the other hand, who will be responsible for program and adjusting program in the European Office?
Okay, and Spain?
Yeah, and thank you for the information in the morning. Our question is about restructuring and the fact that staff will be working according to areas and not through the regions may have an economic impact because of the transportations and trips. How are you planning to cover these extra expenses? Thank you.
Okay, Anita is going to answer, and then we do the next round of questions.
So I will answer those questions. I might just say one thing before that is I hope you got the impression from the presentation earlier that a fair amount of thought and effort has already gone into what has been presented, but that I don't have answers to I have answers to these questions, but there may be questions that I don't have every answer to. And that part of what we're doing now is getting everybody into the new structure. So I've got a new leadership team and management team that can help answer some of the more detailed questions. And having gone through the formal structure work, the next piece of work we're doing internally is around decision making and how we're going to work across teams. So the matrix management workflow. So there's a level of process which we're now working through. And that may affect some of the questions which come in future. So in terms of the question from France about where is the regional director, so the post of regional director will no longer exist in the new structure. So the primary role of working with the regional committees to develop and deliver the plans sits in that volunteer engagement team. So that's the named individual, and that there will be a matrix management drawing on for example, the programs team in terms of developing the program element, obviously the planning function in terms of planning. So there's still a formal relationship between that volunteer engagement team and the regional committee, but it's more of a matrix structure in terms of supporting the delivery of that activity. And again, just to be clear, I am clear, and I have made clear with my new leadership team that we have a collective responsibility for making sure that that system of working works, and we are going to map that out in some detail internally, because clearly I have no interest in coming here in 3 years' time and standing before you and hearing you tell me it doesn't work. I'm absolutely committed to making that work. And in terms of the links between staff and volunteers, so again, at that committee-wide level, it is through that volunteer engagement team. And then as we develop, as there are different volunteer groups, so if there's like a planning team for, Rover Way, or a planning team for a particular work task group on diversity and gender, you'd have the lead staff person working on that. So on events, it will be the events person. If it's matters of substance, it will be somebody in the program team. But the people that you would talk to about anything in the first instance would be the volunteer engagement team. And then if it's a very specialised or discrete piece of work, there will probably be a specialist staff member. If I take, for example, the NLDP right now, so you would discuss with your regional team having an NLDP, but they would then work with the leadership team, the experts to help deliver that. So that same basic model would be in place. And while I can't tell you, a certain number of staff have been appointed, and you can see them on that organogram. I can't tell you right now exactly which staff would be your contact person on which thing, but we will be able to tell you that by the time the structure goes live, by the time the structure goes live in the autumn. But that's the general approach that we'll be taking. The question from Germany about how will specific regional needs program be addressed. And there may be a supplementary, because I may not have understood the question correctly. But in general, we want that membership relation team to have that deep understanding of what it is the member organizations want. And then there will be that tailored support. If it is about the core educational program as opposed to any other specific program, again, that expertise is sitting in the program function. And we're already clear from some of the work we've been doing, like the Oman Forum, that people want that adapted in different ways for different regional and national contexts. So the in-depth expertise and support and tailored support would come from global programs on that. But the broader knowledge of what member organizations want comes from member relations. But I saw your card waving, so have I not understood the question?
My specific question is there going to be somebody in the Europe Region office who will be responsible for the programs that WAGGGS World has, so i.e. we have Free Being Me, we have Stop the Violence. Will there be somebody in the office in Europe Region who is then responsible for also contacting MOs in Europe Region and adjusting and adapting those programs to our context?